What's up, guys? This is Showtime's Fight Forum. I'm your host, Showtime. Please make sure you like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. So today we are going to continue my series on Mount Rushmore of MMA. Once again, this is not just UFC, this is MMA, but you're gonna always see a lot of people because most of the best fighters ever have competed. Not saying all, I know some haven't, but most of them have. But yeah, so we're gonna do middleweight today. It's gonna be the 185-pound division. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I struggled with this one a little bit because it's just been dominated by one person for so freaking long that it's kind of hard to see the influencers and stuff like that because a person dominated for like a decade. But yeah, so once again, I want you guys to know my Mount Rushmore does not mean this is my greatest ever. This means they influenced or changed the game in some way, shape, or form. So now, mine is going to my number one is going to be the most obvious one, which is the greatest of all time at middleweight, and that is Anderson freaking Silva. I mean, do I really need to explain how he influenced the game and what he changed the game with? I really shouldn't have to, but I will anyways. He is one of the biggest reasons why I became a fan in MMA. One, I'm not gonna lie and act like it's not like him being a black man, even though he's Brazilian. I get that, but he's Afro Brazilian, which is still considered black. A blackish man that's out here doing karate style knockouts. I mean, who the hell is not gonna be interested in that? I mean, that front kick to Vitor Belfort. What the hell? I mean, have y'all seen the elbow where he literally knocked the man out with the upwards elbow? I think it was like his name was Franklin or something like that. Oh my goodness. This dude, what he did to Chris Lieben, I still to this day don't think he missed a single punch. And he threw like 50 punches towards Lieben's face. Like, how is that possible? Like, it's ridiculous the things that he's done and he did in MMA to make it look easy. Now you're gonna have these new fans that are gonna try to discredit this man and his his legacy as far as the steroids and then him losing a lot of fights and things of that nature. Nah, don't let them. Don't matter what era you put Anderson Silva in, he would have been successful. He would have been a champion. He was phenomenal. He was ahead of his time, and like I said, his influence on impacted MMA. Nobody thought he was gonna lose. Nobody ever thought that he was. People were comparing him to Roy Jones in his prime. They were like, "Bro, he's literally cleaned out the whole division. He went to 205 because he was bored." There's a difference. BJ Penn went up because he wanted a challenge. It's not like he was like, "Oh, 155 is cleaned out." He was like, "Nah, like I already got this belt, or hey, I want to try 170. Oh, I want to try 155. I want to try 145." That's what a lot of these fighters did. Not freaking Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva literally had nobody to fight. There was nobody to fight. So they was like, bro, you have to go to 205. And he beat the living crap out of a world champion in freaking I was about to say Royce Gracie. I am tripping today. But y'all already know who I'm about to talk about. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. Producer, can you check me? Forrest Griffin. There we go. I drew a blank, guys. It happens. Forrest Griffin. That was embarrassing. All right. So like I said, it happens, man. Like, at the end of the day, his influence was out there superb. Like, he's the only one I can really remember that had an iconic ring entrance that put the fear in everybody as well. Like, when you heard Ain't No Sunshine by DMX, you knew you was about to get knocked out. We just didn't know how yet. It could be spectacular, it could just be a regular knockout, but you was going to sleep. But yeah, like I said, that's my easy number one. Number two, Dan Henderson. Now, Dan Henderson is not a UFC champion. He did compete in the UFC at light heavyweight and at middleweight. The guy was phenomenal. I mean, like, you want to say what was his influence? Bro, they nicknamed his punch. You ain't never heard nobody get nicknamed they punch from. Or, like, I mean, Crow Cop had his kicks nickname, but that's legs. His hands, nobody has ever gotten their hands nicknamed. They call that joint the Hendo Bomb. That's how devastating it was. And I mean, let's be realistic here. Like, that knockout to Michael Bisping is the most iconic knockout. Well, I ain't gonna say the most, but it's definitely a top 5 most iconic, most devastating knockout in UFC history. Like, what he did to Michael Bisping was disgusting. Like, bad. So like I said, like, I mean, at the end of the day, he's the legend. I think he's probably, if not the second or third best middleweight ever. You could probably say Izzy, but I'm letting his career develop before I say that. But in my opinion, Hendo is the second best middleweight ever. And nobody wanted to ever get punched by him. He was very limited, but that damn limit was very, very destructive. But yeah, my number 3 some people probably gonna disagree with this, but I'm gonna say Chael Sonnen. And I'll say Chael Sonnen because, and mind you, once again, this is not me saying the greatest ever, because Chael is not, in my opinion, even in the top 5 of greatest middleweights ever. Or you probably could say he's not even in the top 10. But he was a great fighter. We can't deny that. But man, like his mic work was so crazy. We've never, ever, ever seen anybody as devastating on the mic as Chael Sonnen. And I do believe that he did carry and influence a lot of people that are on the mic now, which includes the Conor McGregors. Because before Conor, there was Chael. And Chael almost got 1 million buys just off of his mouth, because he had like 10 different losses. And nobody really gave him a chance versus versus Anderson Silva. But his mouth was so daggone great as far as talking trash to the pound for pound GOAT that everybody was so interested. And it was like, oh my God, he might do it. And he almost did. So like I said, I mean, like Chael definitely deserves to be up there. And I think he influenced a whole generation of trash talkers and to people to work on their mic skills, because he definitely knew how to sell fights. My fourth one, that was the one I struggle with the most. I mean, it was tough. And I'm just gonna give it to Izzy. I'm gonna say Izzy is a game changer. One, I think he cleaned out the division in less than 2 years, which is unheard of. He went up to 205, he failed, but now he's coming back down to fight Marvin again. And it's like, once again, it's interesting because you never see nobody clear out a division so quick. He's good on the mic. I mean, he's the only and first person I've ever seen that had a whole dance choreography before the fight. I've never seen that before. But yeah, like I do think that he's gonna continue to change the game, and I think he will be an influencer in MMA. Not to mention, he is one of the trio of Africans to become champion. I think he was the second. Yeah, not believe he's the second African champion ever in UFC history. So I mean, he has a lot of influence and a large history, and I said large history, large. Oh, not to mention, I forgot the most important thing about him. He has 100 combat fights. We've never seen that. Like I don't think I've seen anybody that's been a world champion in the UFC at least that's had 100 combat fights. And he's so young. He's like 30, 31 years old. This dude is young, but he's out here knocking out everybody in kickboxing, boxing, and he's doing it in MMA. So, I mean, once again, he's like one of the first few people to be able to be in all three and be super successful in all three. So, like I said, that's my Mount Rushmore. Tell me who's in your middleweight Mount Rushmore. This is Showtime's Fight Forum. Thank you guys for tuning in. Next one is going to be my favorite, which is the light heavyweight. All right. Thank you and be blessed.